In this video, we will discuss Aquaman 2 will have touches of horror, says director James Wan. Before I start this video, please subscribe to our channel for movies update. So let's start. Aquaman 2 director James Wan says the upcoming sequel will have touches of horror. The first Aquaman movie, also directed by Wan, was released in 2018. It was the first ever solo live-action movie starring the oft-mocked comic book hero. It featured Jason Momoa as the titular hero, along with the Amber Heard, Willem Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, Nicole Kidman, and Dolph Lundgren. Despite decades of jokes about the character, Aquaman managed to gross over $1 billion worldwide. In early 2019, Warner Bros. Announced Aquaman 2 was officially in development. The company then set an official release date for the sequel of December 16, 2022, 4 years after the first film. After the huge success of the first movie, it wasn't a surprise that a sequel was greenlit. The version of Aquaman, portrayed by Momoa, first made a brief cameo in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. He then returned to play a major part of Justice League in 2017. In addition to director Wan and much of the cast, Aquaman co-writer David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick will return to write the script for Aquaman 2. The DC Comics Twitter page shared an excerpt from DC Fandom's Q&A session with Wan. In it, the director responded to a fan asking if there will be horror touches in Aquaman 2, akin to the trench scene in the first movie. Wan answered in the affirmative, stating, "I would say yes. Just like the first movie had a touch of my horror sensibility in it, in regards to the trench sequence, there will be a little bit of that in the next one. I think it's something that's a big part of who I am, and it just naturally comes out in these kind of films. And especially a movie like Aquaman, you know where the story takes place in these underwater worlds that can be very scary. So naturally, my love for the horror genre just means that I latch myself to these scenes and try to give them a little bit more of my scary sauce." Wan is definitely no stranger to the horror genre. He grew in popularity as co-creator of the Saw franchise and has had a hand in every film since. Wan also directed horror films like Insidious Chapter 2 and The Conjuring, while also co-writing The Nun. Though much of his background is in horror, Wan proved he could also handle a big-budget action film thanks to his work on Furious 7. As mentioned by the fan asking the question, the first Aquaman movie does dip its toes into the horror genre with the spooky trench scene. Wan also makes a good point about the underwater worlds being well suited for horror. Based on the director's comments, Aquaman 2 won't be completely focused on that. However, it should be a special treat for those who love Wan's horror work. Though Aquaman 2 doesn't begin filming until next year, Wan's tease indicates the sequel will be well worth the wait. Thank you.